Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Deurklink Megapark. In the last episode, we focused on this area over here, so around this mine train coaster and also around the pool area. Also worked a bit on these transport boats. So yeah, lots of stuff in this general area. And of course, also added this Condor ride over here. Now, in this episode, I want to focus on this area here in the back. And I have a list of several small things that I want to do in this episode. Lots of changes. And I think I will also add a new ride somewhere. But before I do any of that, I kind of want to fix a small thing on this Condor. If you look carefully, let me just pause the game. You will see that on all these rings of vehicles, there are two vehicles that are almost stuck in each other. It's just because these vehicles are pretty close together. So I will just temporarily close this ride, wait for it to finish, and then I will move these vehicles apart a little bit. Alright, it's a small thing, but I think it's definitely an improvement in the looks of the ride. Alright, the next ride which I want to do a small change for is this Jungle Cruise ride. Because right now it just looks like these boats just stop to the side here. Then the guests hop on or hop off. I think it will look much nicer if we have a little pier here. Or basically what I just want to do is place some boat hire station pieces here. I think that will make it look much nicer. Now it looks like the station here. It's a little place for the boats to dock, and I think it would be easier for the guests to get onto the boat now without stepping in the water. Now also the flooring in the station, another small thing, but just like on the bridge in a few episodes earlier, I just switched out the direction of some of these wooden planks, and that just increases the randomness a little bit, or at least it makes it look a little bit more random. I think this looks a bit nicer. So yeah, just another small thing. Alright, here next to the hotel we have some stalls on the beach. Then we have an ice cream shop over here. It's actually called Frozen Yogurt. And we also have this stall. I believe there's an actual ice cream stall. Not really sure what kind of shop there's hidden under here. Let's quickly look. Icy drinks, so probably an iced tea stall. Now, this vehicle here looks a little bit weird. That's because it's quite low into the ground. Looks like it has sunk in a little bit, and that has probably happened after the track was changed to a lift. Except if we change to a car ride, no, it's still low. Or perhaps it's because it's a suspended vehicle. Not really sure. But yeah, I think it looks a little bit weird with it having sunk into the ground like this. So right now, back in the days we didn't have plugins yet, as far as I know, but now we do. And this allows us to really easily move this vehicle a bit higher. So let's do that instead of having it sunk into the ground here like this. So I will just select this vehicle over here with this tool, and now we can simply change the Z position since it's not moving. And I'll remove this support structure and I'll just place some sand here. And there we go. Now we have an actual stall, at least a vehicle that looks like a stall, and it's no longer sunk into the ground, which I think is a big improvement. Alright, here also on the near the beach. Well, this is a bit more closer to the areas which we worked on earlier, but I think this area could use a bit more foliage underwater. I enabled all the scenery from all the expansions. So yeah, previously I only used these swamp ferns from this expansion set. But I think there's a few more plants that we can use that are quite useful, which will look pretty nice underwater. Now, any colors that we use here underwater will not really be visible, so yeah, it doesn't really matter that we cannot recolor these objects. Anyway, I will just place a few of these plants down just to make some of these areas look a little bit more overgrown. Make it look like there's some more stuff growing here underwater, because right now it's quite barren. And I think that will, and I think and I hope that it improves the look of this area a little bit. Alright, I just added a bit of foliage here and there, not too much, but I think enough to make it look a little bit more interesting. Also added this weird alien plant underwater. Never really used it before, but I think the strange animation actually makes it look not too much out of place here underwater. I think it works pretty well. Alright, I'm just going to go quickly through the entire ocean. And I'm just going to add a few plants here and there. Okay, I did a lap through the entire surrounding ocean just to add some more plants of this new type to all the water. I think it makes it the foliage underwater look a little bit more dense. Again, it's quite subtle, but I do think it makes the underwater area look a little bit nicer all throughout or all surrounding the park. Alright, the next thing I want to do is also here on the beach. And we have this ride here called Sea Breeze. And yeah, I think it clashes a bit with the surrounding area. This white is very bright. I don't think it really fits in well here. So I'm going to play around a bit with the colors, but I will also play around a bit with the actual cube for the ride and the materials. I think it actually might look nice with some wooden planks surrounding it. So yeah, I'm just going to try and integrate this ride a little bit more into its surroundings. Alright, with that done, I think the ride looks less like an eyesore I mean, still a bit of a secluded ride, but yeah, for sure, I think with this, it's definitely integrated here in the sand a bit more. Especially this flooring, well, these new color options that we have nowadays really add a lot of flexibility to the game. And it definitely makes it easier to mix and match colors with other stuff in the game. And this new beige color definitely helps to match the sand color that we have over here. Now, something which I also want to do in this episode is actually add a new ride to this area. I think this little area over here would be perfect for some kind of jet ski ride. Now, in my RCT1 Scenarios But Beautiful series, you maybe have seen me build several jet ski shoestring rides. I think this area is actually perfect for another one of those rides. So I think I'll just build one with two circles of jet skis that can go around here. Now, I think I'll extend the path, one path from over here, from this little viewing area, and I can probably also extend a path from over here, and that should make it very easy for guests to reach this ride. And I think I'll also bump up the excitement rating of the ride a bit with this plugin, so that some more guests will actually go to this area. Alright, we now have a new ride here. I named it Wave Crasher. So yeah, it's just the basic shoestring ride that you can often see me make in my RCT1 But Beautiful series. Just quite a simple shoestring to do. I also made a little path here underground. I didn't really know where to connect it here, so I just connected it to this tunnel here, which was already here anyway. Looks like I need to do a bit of hiding of this path. Alright, now you won't see it anymore. I could see some guests pop out through the ground here. But yeah, with this done, I think the ride should be easier for the guests to find. Now, because this was a shoestring, the stats were horrible, but I manually tweaked the stats quite a bit, just so more guests will actually head for this ride. I think the capacity is quite alright. So yeah, I think it will be good to have some guests head towards this ride. Alright, with that done, I think there's just one more thing that I want to do in this park. Right now we do already have a good amount of guests in the park, 7,300. I think we can repeat what we did in the last episode and increase the soft guest cap a bit. And in the last episode I did that by building some corkscrew coasters underground. Let me quickly find them. Should be easy to find if we use the cutaway view. Here they are. I think we can build a few more of these, probably 10 more of these will do, and that should increase the guest cap even more. So yeah, I think I'm going to build another 10 of them, and that should increase the soft guest cap by 1000. And then hopefully we'll be able to keep even more guests in the park. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we have quite a few extra corkscrew coasters now. Once again, terrible capacity, low stats, so they shouldn't really attract too many guests to the rides themselves. But each corkscrew coaster does attract, does increase the soft guest cap of the park by 100. So if we use this soft guest cap calculator plugin and select notify now, you can see that the soft guest cap is now almost 9,000. That's almost over 9,000. Now, I'm not really sure if we will get that amount of guests, because there's something else to the guest generation. That's when it's higher than 7,000, the guest generation will get considerably lower. So yeah, even though the soft guest cap is now almost 9,000, I don't think we will get much higher than this amount of guests that we have now. But only time will tell. At least there is now the potential for more guest growth. Alright, I think I will conclude this episode by adding a few more entertainers to this new ride area. I think we can have some more pirates over here. And of course, I will name them after several more of my patrons. Alright, we now have 4 more entertainers in this area around this jet ski ride. You can see them here on the screen. Now, all my patrons will be included in this park as an entertainer. If you also want to support my channel, you can find a link to my Patreon channel in the video description. Alright, there's one final thing that I want to change for this Gallopers ride. And that's that I want to give it a few more vehicles. And also there's a sign here at the entrance, which should probably say Gallopers instead of sign. Alright, just going to make the station a bit longer. Well, it will be invisible anyway. And I'm going to increase the number of vehicles on this ride and decrease the wait time a little bit. And that should increase the capacity of this ride. Since the queue time is now very long, even though the queue itself is really short. we now have some more horses on the track, some more guests on the ride, and this should definitely increase the queue situation here. Yeah, that's all the building I'm gonna do for this episode. Let's quickly do a recap of everything that I changed in this episode. So, first off, I changed the spacing between some of these vehicles a little bit on this Condor ride. Some of these vehicles were really close together. I think now they're a bit more evenly spaced out. On this Jungle Cruise ride, I added this boat hire station, just so the station for the ride looks a little bit nicer. For this Sea Breeze ride, I completely changed the way this queue and the station look, and I think it's a little bit more better integrated into this landscape here. Now, right next to here, I added one of these jet ski shoestring rides that I really like to make. I called it Wave Crasher. I think it's a really cool ride. Now, over here at the hotel, this stall was a bit buried into the ground. It looked a little bit silly, but now it looks better. So I raised it up a little bit with the Ride Vehicle Editor plugin. I added a few more plants to this Laguna ride. And then when I was done with that, I went all throughout the ocean and I added some new plants here and there. And finally, I added 10 more of these attendance boosters. But to be fair, I'm not really sure how much this will improve the amount of guests in the park, since the amount of guests is already way below the soft guest cap. So the guest generation probably cannot keep up with the amount of guests that are actually leaving the park. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. I really enjoy working on this park. I think modifying or improving parts of a park is actually really fun. Because, you can usually do it faster than coming up with new rides. So these episodes, they're just really fun to make. And it goes quite easy. So I really hope you enjoyed watching me improve all these things in the park. And for sure, pretty soon, I will start improving another area of the park. We still have quite a big area of the park to go. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.